Hi guys, it's your boy Big Omo. Today we'll be talking about the US China D and the Fed 25 basic point cuts. Last week was really amazing. I mean, this is a very clean setup. This is the cleanest setup ever since this year. I mean, since the US government have been talking about tariffs, they finally had a meeting and a deal about tariffs, the US and China. Man, I mean, that's what a lot of, in fact, every trader and investor have been looking up to since this year. So today we'll be talking about it. So before we dive in, I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment below. So let's go. The US China deal, what happened actually? The US and China reached a significant agreement around late October 2025. Key points include China agreeing to buy at least 12 million metric tons of US soybeans by the end of 2025 and a minimum of 25 million tons annually for the next 3 years. One, two, China resuming purchases of US Shogun and hardwood logs. Three, China stopping certain export control, restricting US access to reticle, mineral, and rare earths. So the US, that's three. Four, the US posting a new export control blacklist on some China firms for 1 year. Five, the US removing or rolling back some tariffs and reciprocal measures for a period. So, why do all this matter? Why do all this matter to investor or trader? This deal is a positive step for global trade and growth for both sides, for everybody. It's a very positive step for global trade and growth. It's a very clean setup. That's what I said. Particularly benefiting the US farmers and tech supplier chains. However, many details are conditional and not all issues have been resolved, so the market remains cautious. So what this just simply means is just that despite everything, the meeting that they had, despite the deal, the positive step and for the global growth, for trade and global growth, despite the deal, none of this party has already start establishing their day. You understand? None of them have start pressing charge already. None of them will start doing what they said they will do yet. They just had a day, they just had a meeting. So that's why the market is still saying that. That's why it's still RSA that the market remains conscious. Key risk commitments may not be fully met, and the deal leaves many flashpoints unresolved. Too many flashpoints unresolved. So they just add a deal, but this is a very big step to the positive side. This is a very big step. So let's go to the first 25 basic points that happened, but I guess the market was already expecting that already. Everyone was expecting the Fed to cut rates by 25 basic points already. It was expected by the market. So it didn't really affect the market too much. The market really react to it. Instead, the market reacted to what the Fed chairman said because I was streaming it that very day. He said he thinks the economy is at a very stable state right now. Like there shouldn't be any need to cut rates anymore further because it's supposed to cut rates at December 1st or 3rd. It's supposed to cut rate in December 1st or 3rd, another 25 basic point. But he's saying there may not be any need for that. So yeah, well, this is what happened at the meeting. The Federal Reserve cut the federal fund rate by 25 basic points, 0.25% in their recent meeting and signaled that further rates may not be guaranteed. Further rate cuts may not be guaranteed. Why did it affect the market much? Expectation. Market had already priced in the rate cuts already. Everybody was expecting that. So to forward guidance, the market caution tone, the Fed caution tone suggests that more rate cuts are not certain, which tempered market reaction. Other uncertainties, Ongoing economic concern and global risk overshadow the court's positive impacts. So that's why you see the market was still selling throughout that last week. It didn't even affect as if there was a good thing happening. I mean, if the Fed cut rate to 25 basis points, that was a very good thing for the economy. So, but it didn't really react to the market. Instead, it reacted opposite. He went against the market, so that's why the market was selling. In fact, while the court was significant policy action, the market had already factored it in, and the Fed's forward guidance limited further optimism. So right now, right now, the uncertainty of the market is still there. That's just it. The uncertainty of the market is still there. I mean, if Fed can't cut rates, if Fed can't cut rates in December, that's going to be, I don't know, I can't really say, but if Fed is supposed to cut another 25 basic points. That's what is supposed to happen, but he's trying to say now that that is not guaranteed yet, but he might still cut the rates. You understand? It does, and that's one thing about these people. They always make you have that uncertainty. They always like to put you in that loop. You understand? Don't ever say that, okay, I'm very sure that yes, first year is going to cut rate. I'm very sure that it's not going to do that. You understand? You can't do that for sure because the economy, you can't know what's going to happen in the economy for sure. That's just one uncertainty. That's like general uncertainty in the market, very general. So the only thing we are looking at right now is the US China deal. How fast are they going to establish this deal? How fast are both parties going to comply to what they agree on? So how fast will that happen will affect the market too for sure. So if that happens very fast, maybe within weeks or months, we start to see changes in and I mean both parties start applying pressure on what they said on the agreement they had. Yeah, it's definitely going to affect the market, and I think it's going to affect the market in a positive direction. Yeah, a very positive direction. Yeah, so that's what I said. And the meanwhile, the US government is still shutting down, and it's I think it's been 4 weeks now, or going to 5 weeks. So let's see how all these things just happen because we are in an economy of very big uncertainty. A lot of things is just happening every day, every day. So let's see the chart. Let's see how this affected the chart last week and how is it going to affect it this week. So right now, as you can see on my chart, you can see Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Right now, you can see that the market is currently consolidating on the higher time frame. Go weekly. Yeah, you can see the market is consolidating on higher time frame. Higher time frame. So let's go to a 4 hour time frame. For those of us that trade daily, we have to start from 4 hours time frame. So for a 4 hours time frame, it's very easy for us to just spot our supply and our demand levels. Very easy. Here should be our demand, and here should be our supply. So now we have established we've already highlighted our supply and demand zone in 4 hour time frame. So we can see where the market is currently selling from, where the market is currently buying from. So now we'll go internal structure. Let's see what really happened. Let's see what really happened last week. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that price already bought from this level, from this level to this high already. Now, here is our supply zone. We already saw that the market was selling from that level before I replay the chart. So, so from this I just replay the chart so we can to analyze the chart together. So for viewers that are beginners out there, so they can understand what's happening. So we can see the market already got to this point, was buying and it bought to this very point. Then as price got to that level, it started showing weak rejection. You can see the weak rejection from the supply. It started showing weak rejection now. From normal analysis, high, low, high, low, 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 high, low, high, low. This is what we should have weakness. This is what we expect from normal market structure. Highs and lows, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher lows. Series of highs is what build up a bullish trend, right? So this is what we're expecting already. We're on a bullish trend. Market is buying from a demand level, a very strong demand level from higher time frame, which already established. So now we're on the 1 hour time frame. It's already buying. We're on the bullish trend already. We already established that. So let's go. Let's see what happens. Our price got to that level. Let's say created he hit this low here. Then price could not break this high. Then it started selling to the downside. It got to this level. There's a resistance here. It's supposed to create some resistance to supply. Sorry, resistance to support. Resistance to support. So, and which he already did. If you look at it, he actually did it. Resistance to support. He actually did it. The price actually did the resistance to support. I started buying to the upside. I started buying to the upside. See that price actually did, yeah, and go back to this level. But immediately as price go back to all this level, here became a supply level. You can see that price started rejecting fast. You see that price started rejecting fast. It tried, price actually tried to retest that level inside again and start buying, but it could not. There was heavy supply, heavy supply. So price broke structure to the downside. Now we're already a bit on the bearish trend already. Because price already broke structure. From all year, there was a change of character from all this level. There was a change of character from all this level. So price got to this level, there's a weak rejection to the downside. If you look at price actually tried to buy back, but there was another block. Price actually started buying at low. If you look here, it actually retested this level, actually tried to buy back, but it goes to this supply, it started selling back. That's other block, the downside, broke structure to the downside. So what we are expecting price to do is just simple. We test this, we test this support and create a resistance at this level, then set to the downside. So let's see what price did. And did exactly. So at this level, you see, it was to this very level. This next demand. So you can see that price sold very, very well. Price sold to the downside with momentum, like it started selling to the downside to this very demand level. So this demand level back now. So it's just doing break and retest. If you notice, if you look at price action, it's just doing break and retest, low, high, low, high, low, low, high. So here at this level, we're supposed to do something like this. Now price started, so price started buying to the upside, creating sort of initial high, then high, low, high, low, high, low. So now what just simply happened here is just sort of liquidity sweep. If you look at what just happened, you can see that it created sort of highs to the upside, ascending to the upside, low, low, to the upside. So some people call this ascending wedge, or some call it flag. It's kind of a price action pattern. Some call it ascending wedge. Is a bullish or bearish pattern. It depends on what it does. So if you look at, there's lows here, and price just sweep these lows, then started buying back, then price started ranging at this level, started buying back, but started ranging. Was price, this basically imbalance to me, or range. When price started moving sort of level, I can't understand. I just target imbalance in the market. It's better that way than for me trading and taking a loss. So currently now, price already break this ranging. I already marked here. Let me highlight that out. So price is currently ranging here. Let me highlight this. So this is a rising wedge, and price was currently ranging at this level. But as we can see now, we can see that price already broke this ranging level. Price already break it to the downside. Already break it to the downside now. So what do you think price currently going to do? For me, there's a possibility here and a probability here. For me, price is already at a demand level right now. There's no way I'm going to sell from all this level. Now, the engagement in this level is very simple. Every trader is expecting something like this now. We test this level, or maybe we test this, come back to this imbalance, then price starts selling back to the side. Of course, price can actually do something like this. This is the probability of price selling, buying to sell. This is the probability of it. And now this is the possibility. This is the possibility of it. Price actually moving from this level. This is the possibility of it. Price actually moving from this level. Retest this level, or might not even get to that level. Then start selling back. Then sweep all these lows here, coming back to this very level. Then start buying again. And sort of create a chart pattern, or whatever pattern you want to create, or start buying to the upside. So this is the possibility of it for me. This is the possibility of it for me. Sorry, the probability, and this is the possibility, because price is already at a demand level already. So remember, buy low, sell high. That's why I sold at this level. At this level, price was still high, and I already see a break of structure already. So there's no way for me to still be looking for buys at this level. I wasn't looking for buy at this level anymore, because yeah, price already broke structure. at this level, price already broke structure. So I was not looking for buys anymore. So as far as I saw this thing here, I already know that it's already a go for bearish trend already on the lower time frame, of course. So that's the same thing happening here. I definitely is looking for a way to buy this market now. I just need to see something like price action pattern, order block, or candlestick pattern, or sort of rejection to the upside. Then I would know where to join on the lower time frame. So that's just what I need to see on BTC. So, and I think that will happen probably this week. Yeah, that will happen probably this week. I really believe so due to the China USD. That's why I said if they start applying pressure and they start uh, doing what they agreed to do on the meeting, definitely you see markets start booming up, and then I'm very sure this analysis will come true. So either way, I can join any side. So if it's selling, I can join. If it's buying, I can join. That's why I love that. That's what I love about my strategy. So either way, I'm on both sides. So this is what I see for the market on BTC USD. So let's move on to gold. Let's see what's happening on gold right now. Into our formats and everything. All right. As you can see on gold right now, on the 4 hour time frame, price actually consolidating. Yeah, it's actually consolidating. It's sort of forming price action pattern. Yeah, sort of a symmetrical triangle. Yeah, I'm gonna analyze that for you guys. Sort of a symmetrical triangle, if you look at it. For those of you that knows price action patterns very well, or candlestick pattern, they understand what I'm saying already. This is a symmetrical triangle on the 4 hour time frame already. So this is very easy to just analyze. It's very easy. Price right now on gold, it's at a peg. It's at a peg. It could go both sides. Symmetrical triangle just indicate that price is indecisive on both sides. This price can actually go both sides. You could buy, you could sell. It's a very clear structure there. You have nothing much to analyze here. Trust me. It's a very clear structure. Very clean setup. You have nothing more to analyze here. Let's call it as. I have nothing more to analyze here. So yeah, this is a symmetrical triangle on the 4 hour time frame. As you can see, um, for me, there's nothing much can happen here. Price can actually just from this level to the downside as I'm selling. Very easy, very easy. Or you can actually just push to the upside. Very easy. So this is what basically can happen both sides. So let me copy this for you. So for all symmetrical triangle, so let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what happens. You can see it's just being almost kind of ranging. High, high, low, high, low, high to the supply zone. They started selling rapidly back to the red demand zone. Lower low, lower high, equal low. They started buying back, making that making this high, initial high, then higher low, higher low, higher back to our supply zone. They actually retested the level, higher low. Then price could not break structure anymore to the upside. Then became initial low, then lower low, lower low, high, lower low. Back to the demand zone again, and started doing the same thing back to the upside. Back to the upside again, high, higher low. So price could actually break to the upside like this now. From something like this, low, then back to our bullish trend, or can just do something like this. Then sort of form initial low again, then lower, then lower low. So this is the internal structure of what can happen. So price can actually go both sides. So this is the probability of it selling and the possibility of it buying is very possible in both sides right now on gold and Bitcoin. So the market is actually consolidating on what's based on what is happening. If you notice the two markets, like, just kind of if you notice BTC chart, it was ranging. And if you check other stocks right now, it's actually consolidating. Market is actually moving slow due to what is happening. So that's why I said how fast they can start applying pressure on their team, how fast they can start the movement and start their agreements. You understand? How fast they can start, okay, this is what we agree on. They actually buy because it's not just by having meetings and saying things, just for the public to hear. It's also by doing it. How fast they start doing it. We make this market move very well, and before then, I think we're going to be on a very consolidated path for crypto and also for Meta. So. So this is the possibility of it buying. No need to highlight that. This possibility of it buying, probability of it selling. So that's it. I think that's it for gold. So let's just see how it goes during the week. If it goes any way it goes, I'm actually on profit on both sides. I mean, I'll actually be on profit on both sides because I actually know what is happening. So I'm just expecting the market to just break structure to any side, and I'll join, just get my 1 to 3 and I'm out. That's just what I do, you understand? So if you're a trader out there, you decide you want to buy crypto or Meta, and you know how to hold these things, you know how to hold them. I think this is a very good time for you to buy. Yeah, this is a very good time for you to buy. So I hope this video helps someone out there, and if it does, don't forget to leave a comment on the comment section below, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace out.